Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a friendship tarot reading that it was like requested to me, and actually I've believed that I have done this duo before, but apparently I didn't. So now I'm taking this this moment to do it. I'm talking about ATEEZ members, Mingi and Juno. So I'm trying to think about this. I think I read for them already, but maybe I'm getting confused because I have done a lot of ATEEZ readings and friendships and reading between the members. So probably this was a duo that I have done before, but probably was a long time ago. So it would be okay to do it again. So let's see a bit. I placed Mingi on the left and Juno on the right. Let's talk a bit about their energies. Mingi is a Leo with a moon in Cancer, and Juno is an Aries with a moon in Gemini. So yeah, actually what they have in common is this how they go after what they want, actually, because they are both fire signs. They're both Aries and Leo. They have a very similar attitude towards life. Of course, that since Mingi has a water moon, it makes him a bit more sensitive or a bit more in touch with his feelings. Probably he's a bit more emotional than Juno. Juno probably is more of the more outgoing and more excited and eager to always meet new people or to make new connections, and probably Mingi is like, yes, he doesn't mind, but inside he could be a bit of an introvert. And I think that this is actually a good moment to reflect about what Mingi went through when it comes to his mental state, that this was the reason why he was in hiatus. So I always, whenever I read for Mingi, I always remember that he has this sort of very emotional side to himself that actually sometimes it's easy to forget that he is very sensitive, because he has an amazing aura, because, well, he's a Leo, so he always shines, and at the same time he's a big guy, in the sense that his whole posture, his body language, the way his body is built at the same time is very strong, and he's very tall. So actually, if you observe him, you might be like, oh, he looks like a guy that is handsome, he's tall, he is talented, he is great at rapping, he's great at what he does. But inside that big guy, actually there's someone with a lot of emotions, and sometimes his emotions can be overwhelming, or maybe he's too sensitive for the kind of exposure that they are working in this industry, where sometimes emotions are not of interest, especially for business people. They want their idols to be like these sort of machines that they play this role, they do this, and they have the discipline to do it. But somehow when you are too emotional, I already talked about this, about having a water moon. When you have a water moon, sometimes you cannot help but to feel intensely. You cannot help to be emotional. It's not something that you can control. And at the same time, it's very complex to try to understand why the person reacts the way they react, because actually a lot of other members have water moons at the same time. Woo Young has it, Jo Sang has it, Songhwa has it. So there are a lot of water elements in ATEEZ group, but they all deal with this in different ways. And also one thing that also astrologically they have in common with Juno is that both of them have Mars in Scorpio. So it really helps, when I did a reading for Mingi while he was in hiatus, I was like, yes, he's going to come back because of this Mars in Scorpio. That it means that even though it's a struggle and he is giving his best to recover, he will come back and he will be stronger and he will survive this. This doesn't mean that this period is over. It means that he has this Scorpio Mars means that you have the physical strength or energy, vital energy, to actually transform yourself. So you can be really down, you can be really like in a very dark place in your life, and you can rise up. You can rise up as a phoenix, because the Scorpio energy is represented by the phoenix as well. There's an element of reinventing yourself, and also like a sort of rebirth. So I was like rooling for him, and Juno also has it. So even though Juno doesn't have that much water elements, he doesn't seem that emotional. This Mars in Scorpio of his, and I believe his rising is also in Scorpio, he is towards this path of knowing himself. He, not now, but I think that after he turns 28, he will start to connect a bit more with his scorpionic side, so he will go through a sort of transformation as well. So yes, you will see a lot of more deepness into Juno's persona. You will see him like being more a bit more like deep. His perceptions are deep. It's just that he is an Aries sun, so he is someone that he needs to put his energy to action. This is why Aries idols, they just get the work done. They don't think about, oh, if I do this and this. No, they are action orientated people, so they have to bring their energy to the exterior, because it's a sort of like they are very passionate, they are very fiery, so they need to express, to show themselves. This is something about being a fire sign, that you have to expose yourself, for you to feel like you can connect with who you are. You need to be out there, and you need to be passionate and outgoing and honest and straightforward sometimes. So yes, it's his nature. So let's see what the cards have to say about their bond. The Mingi got the Four of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. So yes, Mingi is actually like, he's coming home. He's like finally allowing himself to celebrate with the members and with himself, like incorporating himself into celebrating with the members, something that they had all worked on. They are starting to see the results of their hard work. He still feels a bit guilty. Like he doesn't feel like he feels like he was missing in a very important part of their careers in this year. He feels like yes, he's part of the celebration, but at the same time he feels a bit guilty that he was absent during these moments of a lot of work. So probably he is present in today's activities, but he just feels like the members have done like a great work by themselves when he was gone, and he feels a bit guilty about him celebrating these triumphs when he was absent, and I think that this is part of his nature. Actually, he is. This doesn't mean that this is the way things are. It's just his perception. And when it comes to his relationship with Juno, definitely I think that Juno helps him loosen up a bit and also connect with authenticity and connect with his inner child. I think that Juno makes him smile, and this is something that, because they are both fire signs, they have this sort of very, like, they have the potential to light each other up, to bring the other up from dark moments. Probably they have fun a lot, they joke around a lot, they make each other laugh, and I think that he feels there's something about the relationship that now it is fully recovered, but I think that there was a moment where actually, because of the Seven of Swords here, I think that when Mingi was feeling sad, I think that he didn't tell Juno about it. So this is also a side of him that he also feels guilty, for not expressing to his friend how afraid he was, and how this mental state that or this anxiety that he was experiencing, how this was very scary for him. I think he for a while he tried to keep this from not telling Juno, and he feels a bit embarrassed because of that, because he was like, why did I lie to him, if we are always honest to each other. But I think that it's about being vulnerable, I think that maybe Mingi didn't think that it was the right time to actually talk about sad things, probably they were also very busy in that moment, or the mood was, or the energy was very up, very they were busy, they were really motivated, there was a lot of passion, a lot of determination. So for him to be like, oh yes, I think I'm feeling a bit anxious, or I think I'm feeling sad, probably he thought that it wasn't the right time, or it wasn't fair for the members to know that he was struggling. He didn't want to upset the members. So yes, there's something about Mingi's energy that I think that it's not easy for him to recognize that he had been affected somehow by this. I think that his energy feels a bit tight still, in the sense that he is protecting his vulnerability a lot. I think he's afraid still. He has a fear of what happens if I start feeling like this again. So he fears his own vulnerability. And this is why he doesn't talk to Juno about this, because he doesn't want to alarm anyone. But it's a day-to-day struggle, it's something that he will have to go day by day, and just connecting with himself, connecting with his breathing, connecting with his sensations. This is, I hope that he's having still someone that is supportive, or some kind of mental health professional that can actually make him company, because I think that there's a part of him that he still doesn't show. He is here. I see him very excited. I see him like I mentioned, incorporating himself into the scene, into the present of the group, into the present of his relationship with Juno and the others. But behind all those, where the celebration is over, sometimes he does feel a bit unstable. But he holds himself so tight to not show it. So yes, it's something that he is like containing himself a lot. So he feels a bit of a liar, you know. He feels like a liar. He feels like he is hiding something, but actually he's not hiding anything. It's just that he's protecting himself. You know, he doesn't want to collapse again, so he's protecting himself. He's vigilant. You know, I don't know, he is like, I don't know, he's feeling sensitive. So for him, it's not easy to just. He has his moments, you know, that he's feeling really happy and really excited, and then all of a sudden, you know, there's this strange and uncomfortable feeling. But yes, his relationship with Juno, he thinks that actually Juno is his happy place, you know, in the sense that I don't know if they get together to have a drink or to celebrate. I think that they always find a moment to drink or to celebrate something with a good meal, with drinking, with just making like a party everywhere they go, and they celebrate, which this is very important for Mingi. Like I mentioned before, this is a huge part of his recovery, you know, that he is able to feel joy, even if it's for brief moments or small instances. He needs to get out of his head, you know, because he's feeling really guilty, and he shouldn't, because, you know, we all go through moments of anxiety, we all go through moments of vulnerability, so he needs to accept that it's part of himself, but that he has other layers, you know, and that he is this warrior, that he will survive all this. But yes, it takes a lot of work. It's not something that, it will be gone, you know. No, it's something that you need to check, of course. And then from Juno's perspective, we have the Knight of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Three of Wands. Yeah, I think that, yeah, for Juno, sometimes he also is a bit too energetic. Sometimes and sometimes he just talks too much. Maybe he's moon in Gemini, but it seems like whenever he's nervous, he talks too much. Like he says too much things, you know, and probably he does talk with Mingi, and he's like, oh, how come if you were having a bad time you didn't talk to me about this? And he feels a bit betrayed about this, but it's just because I think that there's something about I don't want to sound like I don't want to put a label on him, but it seems like Juno is a bit gossipy. So maybe this is the reason why probably Mingi didn't want and doesn't want to share these very intimate details about how he's feeling when it comes to his mental health state, because somehow it's like Juno is very like action orientated, like I mentioned. He's like, if you say to him like, oh, I think I'm feeling a bit emotional, he's like, okay, let's go. What do we do? Where do we go? How do we proceed? You know, he's like, all go, like, let's fight this, let's do this. And maybe Mingi, since he's a bit more sensitive, he's like, no, I just want you to listen to me. You don't need to do anything. You just have to sit here quietly and listen to me. But I think that actually Juno reacts this way, you know, like this Knight of Swords, because of nervousness. You know, Juno doesn't know how to deal with someone's vulnerability. You know, he doesn't know what to do. He gets anxious himself because he's like, okay, what can I do to help you? Like, how can I help you get out of this? You know, so he worries a lot. He gets nervous, he gets jumpy, he starts talking nonstop, he starts moving around. You know, he doesn't know what to do when a loved one is having a hard time. You know, I think he's learning still, to be more empathic, to be more calm. I think that since he's very orientated and he's very straightforward, he's all about looking for a solution. And somehow, when with what Mingi is dealing with, it doesn't have an instant solution. It's not something that, oh, I'll give you a pill and that's it. It's more about a process. So I think that yes, worries about. I think that despite of him acting like all hyperactive, there's something about Juno that he knows, unconsciously he knows that he has to keep an eye on Mingi, and this worries him as well. And here with the Three of Wands, he's like looking at the horizon. And he's like, how can I help my friend? What can I do? Maybe we should do more plans together. Maybe we should arrange new activities. Like, he wants to distract Mingi with activities, with action, because this is what fire signs do. They sort of they arrange a lot of outdoors activities, or a lot of very energy demanding activities for you to for them to get you out of that zone of feeling down. He doesn't want Mingi's energy to put out. He doesn't want Mingi's energy or Mingi's passion to extinguish. So he is like, here he's like, okay, I will plan something. I have to do something. He's like already thinking about what to do, the future. He wants to do more things with Mingi. He's looking ahead, and he's like, okay, what can I do to help my friends? We need to do something. I'm going to invite him to do more things together. But he wants to get Mingi out of this. And it's very sweet, actually, guys. It's very sweet. This is why I didn't want to. I felt a bit weird saying that Juno is gossipy. Juno is my bias, actually, in ATEEZ. But, sometimes for him being an Aries, it's all about, like I help you by sharing my dynamism with you, by sharing my energy with you, by making my energy contagious for you. I want to inspire you to feel more energetic, inspire you to feel more wild, to feel more outgoing. He's all about that, and he's all about talking. And sometimes he talks too much, but he doesn't say anything. It's just that he gets really nervous as well, because he's also emotional. It's just that he deals with emotions in a very intellectual way, so he doesn't know the right how to be present, how to stay calm, how to propitiate a moment of silence, or a moment of contemplation, a moment of reflection. For him it's all about fast movements. But he's really sweet. Seeing him trying this is really sweet. He's really worried about Mingi. He really is. It's just that he doesn't say it, but inside he's worried, and he's thinking about the future, about what the future lies for Mingi. And then their relationship as an overall, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Ten of Swords. I'm sorry, not the Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Empress. So yes, I think that they will try to cheer each other up. There's a lot of fire here. There's a lot of characters of Wands. There's this Three of Swords in the middle, so they need to support each other. They need to heal as well. And they will be successful, because we have the Empress here. So I think that as long as they connect with creation, with creating something, with prosperity, with staying inspired when it comes to their work. I think that this will help them become more confidence. I think that there's something about these two, and also I think about the group, that they somehow, this group had somehow, they won a lot of attention from the media and of the audience, but they also lost a lot when it comes to their self-esteem. I think that the group, I think I mentioned this when I did the general reading for the group, that they wanted to achieve more things. And they didn't. Things or plans didn't go the way they wanted it to. So there's a disappointment, there's a heartache here. That it seems like their pride as a group has been hurt, because they wanted to achieve much more. And they were really on a good path to actually get this recognition that they wanted. But somehow this was interrupted. So even though they kept working, there was an element of disappointment. And in this year, 2022, I think that the two of them and the rest of the group need to connect again keep working, connect with your intuition, connect with your creativity self, connect with what they have available. That is not little. They have a lot of potential. They are going, like I mentioned, they are going to get a lot of resources, so material resources, I mean. So I think that this year they need to let go of feeling not so confident. They need to heal this side of their ego that was hurt. They need to heal, and they need to get in contact with creativity, because they are going to have plenty of more opportunities in 2022 to succeed as a group. And since I'm talking about these two, I think that their relationship will also go through a lot of growth, and a lot of them growing up together. They're not only the group growing with their with their goals as a group, but their friendship will also grow, because as long as they're connected with creativity and with the reason why they are in this industry and the talents that they possess, as long as they recognize themselves as prosperous, they will gain that confidence back. And if they gain the confidence back, then their relationship will also grow. Of course that they love each other very much. There's love here, but there's also a sense of, I worry about you. I worry about you. I worry about us. Let's get out of this. It's this Mars in Scorpio of theirs. Let's rise up of this. That's enough of feeling sad for ourselves. Let's rise up. Let's rebirth. Let's be great again and together. So yes, this is very lovely, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.